friends from the press fraternity uh, with Ganesh, Prasadji Lad, this is the chairman and managing director Nika Lad and Shubham Lad. With permission, I will just go ahead and do the presentation. Can you hear me? Yeah, for us, I was just thinking when Prasadji was telling about his what inspired him to start this company, and I thought life has just come full circle today because he got inspired with a write-up written by a journalist way back in the year 2000, and here I am as a CEO showcasing this company for the IPO in front of you who are all journalists. So in that sense, life has come full circle for us, and I'm very happy to be here. We have a presentation which is about 24 slides, 24 to 26 slides, 24 I think, and we are in the 24th year of our operations. So I mean, the expectation is that 24 years have to be cramped and summed up in 24 slides. So, which is and here also 24. So it's a fantastic coincidence. Anybody who would ask me, or any of us, you have reached 30 years, can you sum up your life in 30 slides? Very, very difficult. But I will still, it is what we are supposed to do. I am supposed to tell the story in a little different way than Prasad sir told. There will be a little more numbers here. There will be what we do in terms of services, many other factors that we are at fantastic buy. Issue opens on 14th of March, closes on 18th of March. So I am sure for everybody, it will be a good buy. So I'll start my presentation. This is what it is, and I think everybody knows this. It is there for the RHP. I'm sure everybody has got in their hands right now. Thursday opens on 14th March, and Monday is 18th March, and that is our broader price band, 680 to 600, 715 per share. Since this is the offer summary, let me also tell you, because this question will come during our other interactions as well, which is the objects of our IPO. The objects of our IPO are very clear, and why they are clear also I will tell you. Actually, I will touch upon the objects in a little different manner. Our business, we have 5 predominant USPs. If you go ahead and see what we do, our USP is the simplicity of our business. Our business is very, very simple, and we have kept it that way over the last 24 years. It is our simplicity, it is our ability to retain loyalty of our customers, our ability to offer employment and be a proud employer in the country. It is not only numbers of top line, bottom line, EBITDA, PAT, but we take a lot of pride that we support 40,000 families all across the country. So it is our simplicity, it is our responsibility and ownership to support. It is our sectoral bifurcation. We are the only few who are bifurcated in the government and corporate space in a very, very good way. Also, we are the only ones in our peer group, and that has come up in even the FNS survey, that we have the largest service offerings. Nobody has, whether it is security, man guarding, housekeeping, janitorial, pest control, catering services, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and so on and so forth. So these are the things which makes us very, very different, and therefore our objects are also very, very simple. Out of the 300 crore that we are trying to raise, 175 is for working capital, 125 is for OFS. 175 the objects, the simple objects are 100 for working capital, 10 we are trying to retire our short-term term loan, 10 is for our equipment purchase, and 55 is for our GCP, general corporate purpose. We are a company, we are one of the largest players in the country today. We play into typical sectors which is government and corporate. Our government sector engagement is almost 70%, corporate is 30%. We are also one of the best financially performing companies. Our EBITDA and PAT margins are way above the average, and that is the overview. You could see it on our slides. We have more than 39,300 customers, employees. We manage more than 316 sites and 21 branches, and we manage 2,160 units. Couple of financials there. We have been growing at a CAGR of 22.54%, which is also one of the best. And our PAT has grown at a CAGR of 51%, which is also a very good sign. This is what Prasadji almost touched upon. I will not waste further time. This is how we have progressed from 2000 to 2023. Why Krystal? Again, like he said, we aspire to be one of the most preferred players in the integrated services domain, and that is because of the fact that we've remained focused on what we are. We very early on, from 2000 to 2005, we understood what we are good at, and we've been able to build on our skill sets thereon. So today, when people ask me what are your plans for the future, are you going to diversify, are you going to do this and that, I keep on telling, we know what we are good at. We are just going to build on what we are good at. We are just going to upskill ourselves and just be focused. And that's the best thing that we intend to do going forward. Our entire revenue that we have at the moment is spread across four very distinct services that we offer. Our major revenue, almost 54.62, comes from our integrated facilities management. After that, almost 30% comes from our staffing and payroll services. 12.13% comes from our security and man guarding services, and 1.47 comes from our catering services. These are the four services that we always focus on. These are the four services we are going to keep on focusing. This is the footprint that we have. 21 branches, 2 warehouses. We have one training academy. We are very proud of our training academy initiative, because as we go forward, we definitely will add more people, because our all business is a combination of man, machine and material. Having said that, people are going to form an integral part of our journey, and recruiting people and training is going to be very important as we go forward. And training, we set up a training academy a couple of months before in Vashi, and that is going to be our thrust area going forward. These are some other client-wise analysis which is there of the government and corporate both. As I said in my opening remark, we are known for customer retention. It is very difficult today to be into a business and not having customer loyalty. I always keep on revisiting this old proverb, customer is the king. So it is always customer. Without having loyal customers, there is very it is very less that you can do in terms of growth. Two things: customer loyalty, a fantastic team within, and amazing customer service delivery mechanism. I think that is a hallmark of where we've come. So customers that have been there, Phoenix, we all pass the Phoenix Mall multiple times in a day. Been with us since last 20 years. The way from the time they started their venture, we are there with us. Also HDFC Bank, Maha Mumbai Metro, the Big Basket. These are the players that are with us since a long time. Here you will see a pie chart which has a matrix, which has a bifurcation. Our almost 36% comes from healthcare, We are very big in healthcare. Over the period of time, we have gained our competencies in typically three sectors, which is healthcare, education, and sanitization. Healthcare is very important, and this is whether it is corporate or private. One thing we all need to know, and as journalists and all, you have your own research. Uh, the IFMS sector in the government domain is expected to grow at about 60.6% from year 23 to 2028. It has already grown by 10%. Growth happening in the government sector and also the corporate sector. We would not like to miss the bus on this government sector as well. And this is the bifurcation, almost 30 plus percent in hospitals and healthcare. The government aspires to give a big boost to hospital infrastructure. In terms of doctors, we have some of the best talents in the world. But what do you do about the infrastructure that the hospitals are today? And if they want to give a very, what do I say, clean, hygienic, and convenient infrastructure across district levels, then that is a big bonus for the citizens. And we play a major role when government starts planning bigger projects like this. Whether it is hospitals, government is planning to give schools at a level of which even IB schools are there, or the private school infrastructure is there. Now when government comes out with a program with the kind of profile that we have, we've been in this business since 2003, a couple of decades now. We know how these businesses are done. So therefore, any large contracts that come in, we are one of the prominent players, and we would continue to be a dominant player in the government sector as well. We are known for providing key solutions. It is not that you take 6 products in your sales kit and go and sell this. Our competency comes in our customization of products, even in government or in corporates. The corporates absolutely like us because we are a young company, we are a flexible company, we have a clarity of understanding, and we are able to customize their demands very quickly and provide them as per their service level arrangements. So we are very good at that. So in government also, we are being consulted at many times, because if we are doing education, Delhi municipal schools, we are doing hospitals in the Tamil Nadu, we are doing schools for the MCGM in Mumbai, establishments for social welfare. The governments are continuously interchanging notes, and they are interacting as to what projects they can do, which the other states have continuously done and you have successfully done. Now when their notes are being exchanged and when there are discussions like this, our name comes very prominently there, because of our experience of 2 decades, we are there in these domains. So we are these credentials and the criteria that we are building in the government sector are actually helping us acquire more and more customers even in the corporate sector. Therefore, if somebody asks us what is the government percentage going to grow or corporate going to reduce, there is nothing like that. We have a very distinct focus on both the sectors. Government will continue to grow. At the same time, we are very bullish on the corporate sector, and we will continue to focus and grow that sector as well. Focus business model, this is what I have touched. I am not actually going slide by slide. I am trying to take you through my journey. The presentation is a medium. So the slides, maybe I have already advanced the slide during my explanation. There are these numbers in terms of revenues that you can always touch upon. And these are the revenues that are coming, which were already there in the pie chart. 30.65% of our revenue comes from hospitals and healthcare. 20.22 comes from schools and colleges. About 6.19% comes from airports, railways, and metro stations. Now, when we talk about these sectors, these are the sectors also where we have very good skill set. Way back in 2005-2006, when T2 terminal got privatized and Mumbai International Airport Limited, the new entity was formed, we were the first ones there were many people who were called to fill in their RFPs, and we got the contract there. And since then, we have been servicing at the airports. Of course, the airport sector also has been going through a couple of changes. We are working at the airports, we are working at the cargo terminals also. In our RHP, airports, railway stations, metro stations form a part of our focus. Today, we are already doing the Madras railway station, which is a heritage property. We are doing 30 stations of the metro rail Mumbai. We are aspirants for a couple of metro rail projects also. What I am trying to tell you is all these areas are going through tremendous changes over the period of time. We've seen the railway ministry and the honorable minister being very vocal about giving an experience for a railway passenger equivalent to a flyer who is flying budget airlines or flying and experiencing the tier 2, tier 3 airports. Now, if the railways wants to give an experience to a passenger as good as an airport, but how are they going to achieve? They will build the infrastructure, but there are going to be companies like we who are going to play a very, very dominant role there in giving these experience. So, on a larger canvas, it is very simple. Our promoter had a dream, converted into a vision, and here is a team of good, qualified people coming from different walks of life, delivering that people ultimately to the customers that vision. Exactly the same. The ministries are going to dream, and the governments are going to have a vision about giving a particular standard of service, whether a railway, whether an airport, whether a road, to the citizens. And it is companies like us who have decades old experience are going to bring this into actually reality. So again, coming back, and not as a salesperson, but with all that we have done, with all that is happening in the country, at the 680 and 715 price band, which is opening on 14 March and closing on 18 March, I think we are a no-brainer buy for anybody who wants to step into this sector. And also a pre-IPO needs to have a robust board, because many decisions happen through the board, and yes, we are having a robust board of directors here. And also there is, if you see very distinctly, and that is what I also want to touch upon, we have almost 50% on the board are women, and that is what we believe in. And it is not only at the board level, but you will be very happy to know that in the 40,000 people that we have, I take absolutely pride in telling you, almost 47.50% are women, which talks a lot about the way that we are recruiting, the way that we are training, and we are empowering these families today in the world that we talk about women empowerment. I think we are just walking the talk here. 47% is a big thing in a company which has a mass employment base. These are some of the key management personnel, and this is my team. You will be free to interact with them as we move on during the course of the day. This is the bifurcation of our manpower. We are 40,000 people. It will be interesting for all of you to know, okay, 40,000 people, how are we spread, in which sectors are we? Of course, IFM is one of our biggest sectors. Our maximum number of people, almost 22,000 people are in this sector. Almost 11,000 people, 12,000 people are in the staffing and payroll. This is also the sector that we are seeing emerging as government is doing more projects in the infra side. They are also very, very bullish on outsourcing their staffing and payroll management. Like we are doing payroll management for the MP Electricity Board. And there is a good opportunity there. So almost 12,000 people there. Catering we have 114. Security and manpower, that is also a role, that is also a service which is going to play an important role. We have about 6,000 people there. These are revenues, and again RHP, 21, 22, 23 and H1 2024. We are 471 in 21, 556 in 22, 707 in 23, and it is already H1 24, and we've already at the 450 plus mark. As I said in my earlier remarks also, we are the best performing in terms of our margins and EBITDA and PAT. And those are the numbers for you to see. Our PAT has been growing. It is again on a good track in H1 2024, and both EBITDA and PAT margins. As a company in the last 3 years CAGR, we have grown between 21 to 22%, and we would continue to grow at the same level. Average EBITDA and PAT would continue at the similar levels that we are. ROCE, ROE, and our net debt and EBITDA and working capital days, these are all we are performing better in all these 4 fronts. Our working capital days saw a little high during the pandemic and the little post-pandemic days, but it has come back and rationalized after that, and it will always remain between at a 77-day mark. And typically it is a corporate and government mix. So corporate working days are 60 to 90, corporate are 45 to 60, government is anywhere between 60 to 90, and therefore totally we see going forward our working capital days would remain between 70 to 80 days, typically 77 days. Key business strengths, as I said and as I have been saying it again and again, they will always remain government and corporate and a healthy mix of both, and that is because the expected and anticipated growth in both the sectors, government and corporate. Key business strengths is customer retention. As I said, customer retention is our strength, and we will continuously do things to build this strength. Couple of things that we will do to build customer loyalty is a consistent and robust training program. We have Colonel Tushar Joshi who heads our training. You may have the opportunity to speak to him as to how we are going to run our pan-India consistent model. Because if you want to retain customer, your service needs to bring a level of confidence and convenience to him. And with the kind of growth that we are expecting to do, the number of people are going to add, it is going to be very important how we recruit, what kind of geographies we have to recruit. Colonel Rajiv Ranjan gets his competencies and heads our recruitment division. So it is a combination of this recruitment at the right time from the right places. Our promise to have a consistent, robust training program which will give a comfort level to our customer and also help us retain. We have learned things over the last 2 decades, and our entire focus is to build on what we have learned, including our SOPs, our excellency in service delivery. These are some things very basic. As I told you, our model is very simple, and we will build our skills based on what we already have. So these are what strengths that we are going to build on. Of course, market opportunities, these are there, and I have been talking again and again about this, and they are all again mentioned in our RHPs. IFMS market metrics, for me this is a very, very important metrics. Actually, this is the showcase of the reason why I am a very good buy in the IPO, because this gives you a complete sense of my peer group, and this peer group, it is not highlighted, but we emerge as one of the best players in every tick mark we see. And here is a peer group right from Sodexo to other players, and we are having a tick mark in everything. I have explained this to you in my earlier conversation, but this is the slide which is a one-sheet sales kit for why anybody should go ahead and pick up our stock as we list on 14 March. And this is also a part of our RHP. What I have said in my last few minutes is summed up in this one slide. And there's nothing to say more, actually this slide says it all. That is the reason we qualify in the government domain. This is the reason why customers in the corporate sector like us, and this is why customers stick around with us for over 2 decades.